Have you ever felt lonely, even when surrounded by people? In the middle of a party, a work meeting, or even at home with family, there is a silence only you can hear. An emptiness that can't be filled with likes, messages, or quick conversations. But what explains this? Why, in a world where we are more connected than ever, does loneliness seem to have become a silent epidemic? The answer lies in social needs, an essential level of the human needs pyramid. A level many ignore until the pain of absence begins to manifest intensely and silently. Loneliness is not just the absence of company, it is the absence of true connection. And understanding this difference can transform the way each of us lives. What are social needs? Human beings are structured in layers of needs. First, the basic ones: breathing, eating, sleeping. Then, security, a home, health, financial stability. But above these layers, there is something deeply human: social needs. Love, friendship, belonging, to be accepted, valued, part of something bigger. This is not a luxury, it's not vanity, it's biology. It's in the DNA of every human being, rooted since the most primitive times, when living in groups was a matter of survival. Social needs give us identity. They are the bonds that shape who we are. When these needs are unmet, we feel a void that cannot be filled by material achievements or social status. When these needs are unmet, humans feel a real emotional pain, a pain that affects the body, the mind, and silently destroys self-esteem. Imagine a child growing up without affection. The emptiness they carry does not disappear with time. Now imagine an adult surrounded by people, but without a single genuine connection. The impact is the same, just more silent. It's like shouting in a packed stadium and no one hears. The paradox of digital connection. We live in an era where you can talk to anyone in the world in seconds. But paradoxically, there has never been so much isolation. Sending an emoji is not looking into someone's eyes. Liking a photo is not a hug. Sharing a meme does not replace a real conversation. Superficial connections create a false sense of belonging, a momentary relief that soon turns into emptiness. The human brain is wired to seek deep connections. When it receives only shallow interactions, it feels absence like an unsatisfied hunger. The number of contacts doesn't matter. The quality of connection is what fulfills social needs. That's why, even with thousands of followers, many people feel invisible, because digital presence is not emotional presence. And that is a cruel paradox. Technology brings us physically closer, but emotionally farther away when used as a substitute for real relationships. We are hyper-connected, but emotionally disconnected. The social brain, a survival instinct. In human history, being excluded from the group was a threat to survival. The brain evolved to interpret exclusion signals with extreme sensitivity. When a person feels they don't belong, the body reacts as if in danger. Stress levels rise, sleep worsens, the organism enters a constant state of alert. This response is not a psychological whim. It's an ancient defense mechanism, a way for the body to say, something is wrong, we need to reconnect. And no matter how many notifications arrive on the phone, if those interactions aren't genuine, the brain will keep interpreting the situation as a threat. The feeling of loneliness activates the same brain areas responsible for physical pain. In other words, social exclusion really hurts. Science has proven that the human brain prefers negative feedback over being completely ignored. Because being ignored triggers an internal alarm that says you are at risk. The social brain is constantly scanning the environment for signs of acceptance or rejection. A look of contempt, an indifferent response, an absence of invitation, all are interpreted as threats to emotional integrity. Everyday examples. Where are we failing? Think about everyday situations. That meeting where someone speaks but no one really listens. The messaging group where everyone interacts but no one truly talks. Romantic relationships where coexistence is constant but emotional connection is absent. These situations create an illusion of inclusion, but the human mind perceives the difference between being present and truly included. Being surrounded by people does not mean feeling a sense of belonging. Physical presence does not guarantee emotional presence. How many times have you been at a social gathering and still felt unseen? That is a direct reflection of an unmet social need. Many try to fill this void with quick digital interactions, but that is like trying to kill hunger with smoke. The absence of deep bonds remains. We are trained to appear busy, popular, but few know how to cultivate depth in relationships. And this is exactly where the mistake lies, confusing quantity with quality. Impact on mental and physical health. Chronic loneliness has devastating effects. It increases risks of depression, anxiety, insomnia, and heart disease. Even with healthy habits, if social needs are unmet, the body remains in a state of tension. It's like trying to fill a leaking bucket. Elevated cortisol, low immunity, deteriorated sleep quality. These are all bodily responses to the absence of true human connection. Studies show loneliness has the same negative health impact as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. An alarming fact that illustrates how vital social bonds are for survival. The body does not rest while the mind feels alone in the world. It's a silent battle fought every day. And the most dangerous part is loneliness gives no warning. It seeps in slowly, turning small discomforts into emotional abysses. Mental and physical health walk hand in hand. Ignoring social needs is like cutting the roots of a tree and expecting it to bloom. How to rebuild true connections. The solution is not to increase the number of contacts. It's to deepen the quality of relationships. Meaningful conversations, even with few people, are infinitely more valuable than 1,000 shallow interactions. Being present is a conscious act. Putting down the phone, listening attentively, creating moments of vulnerability. Participating in communities aligned with your values is a powerful way to build real bonds. It can be a book club, a sports team, a social project. The important thing is to create opportunities for authentic connections. But it's essential to understand, deep connections can't be forced. They are built with time, patience, and authenticity. Every true relationship is born from the willingness to listen and be heard, to see and be seen. And building these connections requires commitment, being willing to be uncomfortable, to listen without interrupting, to share without fear of judgment. The path is simple but requires effort. Create quality time with the right people. Give more attention to those who